If you're planning on moving to Albuquerque this year, there's about 8 things that nobody's gonna be talking about when it comes down to living here. So you're gonna wanna hang tight, grab a pen and your pad, and let's get into today's video. Man, fall is in the air. If you guys can't see, the trees behind me are already starting to change, starting to lose some of their leaves, and the brisk temperatures that we're feeling right now is beautiful. I mean, this morning was about 60 degrees. It was a little cold, so I did put on a sweater, but leading up into the early morning, it is perfect to sit outside and enjoy a cup of coffee, guys. And in today's video, guys, we're gonna be going over a few things that you possibly are gonna wanna know about, especially when it comes down to living here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And if this is your first time tuning in to the Living in Albuquerque channel, welcome. My name is Eli. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys never miss out on any videos, because we are dropping videos every week talking about what our beautiful city of Albuquerque has to offer. Now, aside from doing these videos, guys, I just got to be honest with you, we are licensed brokers here in the state of New Mexico, and as much as we love bringing all this information to you guys, we would love to also help you out with your real estate needs. So if you are planning on moving down here within the next 90 days, shoot, even the next year, I'd love to sit down on a quick Zoom call with you guys to discuss all of this into great detail. And that number popping up on the screen is our direct line, and I am the one that answers all the calls, texts, and emails. Feel free to hit us up because we'd love to help. A hot topic that I always run into when I'm doing the Zoom calls with potential people that are looking to move down here is going to be around the conversation of our climate and our weather. And people are going to be surprised at how fast it can change. Within the past couple of weeks, we've seen the temperatures go from 100 all the way down to the low 80s. And this morning, like I let you know, it was in the 60s. So you can feel that temperature start to change right away, especially throughout the day. Even during the summertime, when it is a little hotter, in the mornings it is going to be a little bit fresher. Leading up into the afternoons is when you're going to get that really hot high points, and then it's going to start to creep back down in the evenings. And right now, in the end of August, beginning of September, we're already creeping into that fall time weather where it's starting to feel super crisp in the morning. You're starting to get these nice temperatures where you're going to be able to get outside early in the morning, even during the day, just to get out and, you know, go for a bike ride, go for a hike, whatever it is that you like to do outside, you're going to be able to do it now going into the fall time weather, which in Albuquerque is ideal and it's superb. I mean, I couldn't think of a better place to live in where the temperatures are going to be ideal for you to just get outside. Now, all things considered, guys, just be aware that you are going to be wearing a ton of layers when it comes down to living here in Albuquerque because of the fluctuation in temperatures. Because one point it's really sunny and it's really hot, and then the next, especially leading up into the evenings, it can get pretty cold out here. So be aware of that high desert climate. It's not terrible. It's super manageable. Gosh, I mean, it's beautiful and sunny out here, and it's like this 300 plus days out of the year, so who can complain about that? Now, one thing people really don't talk about when it comes down to living here in Albuquerque is how diverse our food scene is here, with so much different options to choose from. And it's not going to be just the traditional kind of New Mexican food that you're going to be looking at, like the greens and the red chilies, sopapillas and burritos and tacos, right? Because that's what a lot of people think that we just offer here. We're going to have it all, from Italian food, from Middle Eastern to Greek, all of that. Vegan options are starting to become super popular here just because I don't know, there's a lot of vegans here in Albuquerque, just to be honest with you guys. I personally am not a vegan. I enjoy my steak and my chicken. I'm what you would consider a 50% vegan kind of person, where I enjoy the salads and the steaks and chickens and stuff like that, right? If that's even a thing. But to be honest with you guys, the food here is great. And I know a ton of people have said on the comments in the videos that our cuisine is mid, and it's okay. I didn't know what mid was, so I had to ask my teenager what mid meant. And I really gotta say that the food here isn't mid, with so much spice and so much flavor. Even coming into the fall, going out to like the supermarkets and stuff, they're gonna be roasting green chili outside. It's nostalgic when we talk about our food here. It's hometown, it's old school, it's cozy, it makes you feel good. It's one of those comfort style of, you know, cooking here that we really pride ourselves on. So if that's what you're looking for and you're into like the whole kind of cozy vibe, you like the smell of green chili in the air, and you don't mind a little bit of spice in your food, Albuquerque is going to be the place for you. I think people still underestimate this one here, and it's the access and the availability to be able to get outside and do things, right? In the downtown Civic Plaza, this is a splash pad for the kids. It's totally free. And over here, it's a pretty legit jungle gym and park. And plus they host events here from time to time during the summer. I know Summerfest is here, and they do concerts and all that stuff over here at the Albuquerque Pavilion, which is pretty cool. And I know I talk about the outdoors a lot and being an outdoor enthusiast and doing that kind of activity, but to be honest with you guys, whatever that you guys want to do outside here when you move down to Albuquerque, if you're looking to get out to some great events, you're just looking to walk around Civic Plaza, downtown, or you're just looking to get to a concert, you're gonna be able to do it all here, especially if you do enjoy being outdoors, because we do experience all 4 seasons here, and realistically you can enjoy all season sports here, right from hiking, biking, snowboarding, skiing, sledding, even down to just going out and fishing and hunting and those kinds of activities, guys. And you may think to yourself, Eli, how the heck am I going to go hunting in Albuquerque? Well, if you get lucky enough, there's a once-in-a-lifetime hunt in the Sandia Mountains with a bow only. And I only know this because my niece was actually able to, pull for that hunt. You go hunt deer, right? It's bow only because they don't want you shooting guns up there because there is residential houses up there. If you're worried about, hey, can I get to the outdoors? Can I do things outside? Is the weather going to be inclement, like enough for me not to be able to want to go outside? It's the beginning of September. Sunshine is beautiful. I mean, it is getting a little warm now that the afternoon is coming, but I think when I looked at the temperature was around like 86 degrees or something around there right now. I know we've had a conversation on our culture and everything that's unique about it, but I mean, taking a look at our architecture here, right? In Civic Plaza alone, you'll see a bunch of New Mexico features, right? Down to the colors, like this blue here. Pretty crazy. And even down to the homes, right? The Southwest style homes, you have the Santa Fe style homes. We have our own type of architecture down here that is super unique to the area. And when you really start exploring Albuquerque, you'll start to notice that a lot of it is preserved. And that's for a reason. There's a big initiative to keep a lot of this historical value present within modern day and within modern times. So there'll be a lot of strict zoning laws and different things that the city will put in place in order to make sure that they can keep those old structures and buildings alive for generations to come. And I mean, they make them into like monuments, historical places that you can go and see. I've even seen some old houses in downtown and in Old Town and Barrelas and stuff like that get turned into like little shops, museums and stuff like that, just because I mean, it's super valuable to anybody that wants to know about Albuquerque or is looking to move down here, where we started, where we came from. And believe it or not, one of the oldest trading routes in America runs through our city. And if you guys know which one that is, drop it down in the comments and then I'll let you know if you're right or wrong. One misconception that I gotta put out there that people don't talk about is the strength of our community. That right there is a local rapper that passed away not too long ago, and they made a mural involving him. And this is it right here. Community, peace, unity, right? All within this one mural. And that's what Albuquerque's about. Whether you're living in like the north of the South Valley, Nob Hill, Barrelas, these tight-knit communities, you're gonna feel an aspect of people caring about you, your neighbors really looking out for you, right? That whole sense of like old school, homegrown living is still going to be very present, right? Even down to our shops, right? Because Little Bear Coffee, local spot, you've heard me talk about them plenty. They're located in this big building that used to be the Marriott, and now it's locally owned by a New Mexico resident who owns a chain of other hotels here within the state. So just to see our community growing within and people really adding value back into you know, our state in our cities, and doing great things like putting local shops inside of their big hotels, painting these crazy murals, and adding value to the local community by adding parks, places that can go and have a venue for concerts, splash pads. All that is super awesome to see, especially within the past 10 years. They've been doing a great job of getting the community super involved with volunteering, making sure that not only are they doing great initiatives to bring the city back up, but the people that are actually living within these communities are also doing their part. Now, there can be some issues present when you move down here at this type of altitude, right? If you do have asthma, you have hard trouble breathing, all that stuff, or you got some health issues that could potentially present a problem for you if you are living in a high altitude, you may want to speak with your doctor. And that's one thing that nobody's talking about, and I feel like it's very important because a lot of people are looking to move here, you know, to retire. You got these older generations that are looking to leave these places that are a lot more populated to live somewhere where, you know, it's not as populated as their cities, right? Just plain and simply. But one thing that they don't tell you is like, hey, you might want to get with your medical professionals before you move down here just to make sure that it is going to make sense. And although living here in Albuquerque may add some value to your health because of the good weather, the sunshine, and just the slowed down pace of life and the quality of life that you may experience, you still want to make sure that living in a high altitude, as high as we are, you know, being 5,000 feet above sea level, it will make sense and you will be okay with it. So highly converse with them, guys. There's one unique feature about living here in Albuquerque that not a lot of people are talking about either, and that's the balloons. Everybody has came down here and talked about the balloon fiesta so much because of how big it is and how interesting it is that now in the fall time, guys, you will start to see balloons flying over your house. You'll start to see balloons flying everywhere early in the morning. And I know it's not a super big deal, but to be honest with you guys, like, it's actually something to see. Even yesterday, I got up super early and I kept hearing this loud noise outside of my garage, and it was a balloon flying right over our house. I woke up my son, and just to see how happy he was and how amazed to see this thing flying in front of his house was something to see, guys. So I highly recommend it that you come down here and experience it for yourself. Okay, so our last topic before we wrap this video up is going to be about the microclimates that we experience here. It's a funny little thing that we have when we talk about the climates here, and we say that it really varies by zip code, right? Because the East Mountains, you're going to get colder temperatures, more snow, and living on the west side, it may be a little bit hotter. And then you live in Rio Rancho, you're going to get inclement weather. You are going to get snow out there, believe it or not, even though it is a little bit more desert type of living. And then living in the south, you are going to get more rain. You are going to get a little bit hotter, right? It's just weird how the temperatures really fluctuate, because it could be raining in 87120 and you won't see any rain at all on the east side. So, and then vice versa, guys. So be prepared for that. Again, layers, they're going to be your best friend. Make sure that you do pack a jacket inside of your vehicle that can withstand the rain, especially the high winds, because in the springtime, they do get pretty bad. You want to make sure that you're protected, especially from all the dirt and stuff that gets kicked up. Man, what a freaking beautiful day. Like, today is a perfect, sunny, clear sky kind of day. Hope that the clouds come in though, because I'm not a big fan of super hot weather. But to end this video, guys, we talked about a few great things, and if you're interested in touching base on these topics a little bit more, again, I'd love to hop on a quick Zoom call with you guys. If you are planning on moving down here within the next 90 days, that number popping up on the screen is our direct line, and I am the one that answers all the calls, texts, and emails, so I'd love to chat with you guys. But other than that, I'm gonna get inside the office. It's time for some coffee. It's the middle of the day. Plus, I'm getting a little hungry. So We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.